Let's talk about author goals. Hi, I'm Pooja Mohan. I'm an indie author, aka a self published author, and welcome to my writing studio. Today, I'm sitting down to do my goals for the next 90 days, and I thought I'll take you along with me and share my thought process, what all things I consider while setting my goals, and how I go about the whole thing. Before I start setting my goals for the next 90 days, I take a look at the goals that I had for the current 90 days, see how I did, and I have a few questions, a few prompts that I like to go through while reviewing my goals. These are from my book, the 90-Day Plan Workbook. And I have a whole section on how to review your goals, and I also have a few questions in here that I like to ask myself when I'm sitting down to review my goals. Something I did this year was, while setting my yearly goals, I had broadly defined the goals that I wanted to go after, but I didn't plan things minutely, and I'm grateful that I didn't do that, because this year has been just adjusting every other week to a new normal. What I did was, I had broadly defined goals, and I had planned that every 90 days I'm going to assess how much I got done and what I would do next. That has been a saving grace. I don't know how I would have felt if I had all these lofty goals and I was not able to work with. It also allowed me to speed things up on certain goals and take a step back from others as things changed in my personal life, as well as with everything that's happening this year. So that was another thing that really worked in my favor as far as goals and setting goals goes. And a lot of it has to do with how I used the 90-Day Plan Workbook for it. So if you've seen my earlier video on goal setting, you'll know that I have three main buckets. That's family and house, personal, and work goals. And I, on this channel, share my work goals, and I'm going to do that in a minute. My work goal is further divided into writing, learning, and business. If you see the video on my Q2 goals, you'll know that I had some learning plans that I had to tweak after things changed in Q1. For that goal, I felt I did very well. I was able to complete the workshops that I had planned to, as well as I wrote a few non-fiction essays that I was completely not planning to, but because of the workshop that I did, it had some assignments, and while doing those assignments, I was able to work on this collection of essays. If you'd like to know how I went about that, I did a video on it and I'll link it. The next goal that I had was for my writing, and for that I feel I did well, but I didn't hit all the milestones that I had initially thought I would. I'm not going to give myself a hard time for that, because it's just a weird time, and I know I did the best I could with everything that has been happening. But this time around, I'm going to scale back a little bit, and I'm going to change my goals for writing for this quarter. I'll share about that when I get into it. Next was my business goal. This quarter has just been a little off, I feel, and it reflected in my book sales. I have a few things that I feel have contributed to that. I want to see how I can, tweak things up and keep continuing a good momentum when it comes to my book sales. I know for sure I did not market my book at all this quarter, which was not a bright idea, but at the same time, I was not comfortable marketing my books with so much going around. It just didn't feel authentic and right, and it's okay. Some months are going to be off months, and that's just part of being an author, so I'm not too disappointed, but I feel I should now go back to stepping up and doing a little more when it comes to book sales and promotions. I asked myself questions like how I did on a certain goal, how I could have done better, if there was something I was not able to do, like in this case book sales. Having that objective analysis of what is going on overall, what actions you took and you didn't take, and why you didn't take those things. Having a good objective analysis of these things, help us get a better outcome rather than feeling demotivated and disheartened and just putting our hands up and saying, okay, that's it. Based on all these things, I have come up with a plan for my next 90 days. If you're wondering why I'm constantly looking down, it's just that I have my goals all worked out here and I'm referring to it while I'm sharing this information with you. All right, so I have my learning goals. I've put learning on the back burner, so to say. I'm not going to be taking any active online workshops this quarter. I had plans to attend an in-person workshop in my second quarter, but that had been postponed, and they're planning on to do that in this quarter sometime in the first week of August, I believe. But I'm not sure if I'll be attending that workshop in person. I don't want to take a chance with my health and with other people's health. I'll assess that and see if I want to take that in-person workshop. I'd love to, but in the given circumstances, I don't know if it's a wise thing to do. The next goal that I had is for writing, and this time I want to focus in on finishing one manuscript and just have that move into the next phase. I want to send it for editing, and that's my next big milestone for this project, and I want to put in the hours to get to that milestone. I heard a fellow author mention this on their YouTube channel that they heard from Stephen King, a good time to finish working on your manuscript is a period of 3 months, and the logic behind it is that we are constantly changing and we are evolving. So when you start writing a project and you take way too long, like in many of our cases years, I know in my case with this project I've been writing it for almost 4 years. The person that I was when I started writing it versus what I am right now, I have completely changed. My writing has improved so much. So what he suggests is to try and finish your manuscript in this period so that there is a consistency in the way you've written your manuscript, and that really resonated with the problems that I've been having with this manuscript, because I take such big breaks between working on this project that I have changed as a person, my writing style has changed, and the recent work that I do on that manuscript is so much better than the previous work that I'm constantly revising it. And I want to stop that loop that I've gotten myself in, and this is the quarter when I want to just be done with this manuscript. So this is my deadline. If I don't finish it in this quarter, I think I'll shelve it. And I don't want to shelve it. It's a story that I'm really excited to tell, and I want to get it done. So all the other writing projects that I had in mind are all going on the back burners. I don't want to take a break of more than a day when it comes to working on the Rajput. I just want to get done with this manuscript. So that's my big goal for writing. And next I have goals for the business side of things. I want to double down on marketing my book. I've worked out a sales number, and I want to try and do some new marketing things and see if they have a direct effect on my book sales. So that's the biggest focus when it comes to the business side of things. But along with that, I have some micro goals that are aligned with either my book sales directly or indirectly. So I'll get into that in a minute. So this was my overall goals, and now I have worked out my projects that I'll be working on, and more or less on which week of which month I'll be working on these projects. Sort of created a timeline for that, something like a Gantt chart. Now I know for myself, and I've written this down in my planner, things are going to change. I'm not going to be very hard and fast on every goal. So what I've done for the projects that I've worked out is I've picked up few projects that I 100% want to hit, and then there are few that it'll be nice if I can get to these projects, but it's nothing like a deal breaker. So that's the first thing that I have reflected over, just to get a little more clarity on those things in my head. Next, what I've done is, even for the goals that I 100% want to achieve, I have a figure in mind. I have worked out a number that is right in the middle. That is what I'll be working towards, but also a number that is on the lower side, which I'll be okay with if things don't go as per planned, but I know I can at least get that much done. And then something on the higher end, which is if everything is hunky-dory and absolutely perfect and I can do better than what I had initially planned, I have an upper number for it and I'll see if I can get to that. That'll be brilliant, but I know it's a little out of reach, but it's a good number to have. Now I have broken everything down into projects and tasks and everything. The next thing I'll do is set up my Kanban board. I have my Kanban board in my planner itself, and I use the page marker size of sticky notes to write down my big milestones. I don't write down every little task because I already have them written down the way it makes sense to me, and this is just a motivation kind of a thing. When I'm working on a particular milestone, I like to take that sticky note and put it on my daily pages as a reminder that this is the goal that should be my focus at a given time, and I'll be doing that now. There you have it. This is how I've set up my goals. I hope this helps you get an idea about the kind of goals that you can set as an author or as an aspiring author. I know these kind of videos help me figure out things and try new methods to work towards my goals, and that is my intention. So I hope this helps. If you like these kind of videos, consider subscribing to my channel, like, share, comment. In the world of YouTube, these things really help out. If you're new to self-publishing, check out this video, and if you'd like to know more about productivity, goal setting as an author, check out this one, and I'll see you in the next one.